Hey everyone, so here's my trade for GJ today. So seeing that on the daily, we are actually still making higher highs and higher lows. So I was still looking at longs for GJ, but I knew that because the previous daily candle actually closed bearish over here, so there was a potential that the daily level was actually making a pullback to probably within this 50 to 61.8 level. So I was cautious with my short trade, knowing that it was just a higher time frame pullback. So when I went to the 1 hour near Frankfurt Open, which was 1 hour before London Open, that was how I found my entry. So over here, we can see that on the 4 hour on the left, this red zone that I have populated, it's a heavy consolidation on the left on the 4 hour with this consolidation range here, and then finally a support which caused this big push up. So as I was trading down, I was already going to take the bulk of my profits off at 140,500, which was the top of this area. So my trade was taken short based on this resistance forming. I waited for the next candle to make a top wick, and then when it flipped bearish, I waited till it broke this wick low, and then I took my trade with my stop loss above this area. So because at the time it was forming, it didn't really move quickly down. It was kind of bouncing within this range of the wick of the previous 1 hour candle. So I decided to give it a bit more space, breaking the previous wick low. Then I took my entry down. So during the time of my trade, there was actually some UK vaccine news which came out. And if you can see on the 15th, there was this pullback that happened here. So I was cautious when it pulled back above my break-even price and breaking this level, this previous wick high on the 15th even, plus on the daily, because I had this fib level that I had drawn up here from this low to this swing high. I knew that price had already bounced off that near the 61.8 level over here. So I took when price rejected strongly, I was careful with my shots, and I decided to cut half of my trade off. So I let the rest of the trade actually stay in, and then when it finally hit my first zone at 140,500, I took 80% off, and then I locked my stop loss at break even. So as price was coming down, I kept trading my stop loss above this area, and then after that, when it pushed down and closed below 140,500, because there was no structure on the 15 even, I went to the 5, and I saw that after the close below 140,500, this area here was holding as resistance. So I then put my stop loss at this area above the previous fib level, giving it some space in case it wanted to wake up. But after that, it actually pushed up this area here, and then when it closed above the 1 hour zone at 140,500, I closed the entire trade. So because I already cut off half of my risk, when price actually pulled back at this area here in this wiki area over here, I was overall left with about 0.4% of profit, even though it looks like it's a very big trade over here, moving down for almost 40 pips in this area. I'm glad that I stayed in the trade and didn't cut everything when it pulled back like this. I decided to trust my analysis since the news was unexpected, and I had also taken my trade off the 1 hour, and the price was still making lower highs and lower lows. So there was really no reason I should have been out of the trade. So that was my trade for today. It's a US bank holiday, so I will not be trading the New York session. So one trade a day. Hopefully I can start to increase the percentage gains made on the account as well. So that will be my goal for this week. Right, so if you guys traded today, I hope you ended profitable. If not, then don't overtrade, and then you can come back tomorrow.